So I'm sharing my story before I was diagnosed with DID, after my diagnosis, and then my journey towards health and healing and wholeness and being integrated and finding hope and joy and peace. It is possible. Right now, I had just left the counselors. I felt betrayed, some past videos. And I was left going, what do I do now? And I decided I'm going to take a break from counseling. I am just going to dive into something else. And somebody told me about a healing ministry. Go get involved in that, help other people. And I did, and it was pretty great at first. You have 4 months where you're reading books and you're memorizing scripture, and you meet with a group of people, and you have community, and you pray for each other, and there's people in your life, and all of that was wonderful. You know, I had to do check boxes, and I did them all. All right, I am ready. This is great. And then it ended with a weekend long kind of a prayer time. Like, literally, I enjoyed it because we spent the entire Saturday like worshiping. There was a worship team up there that sang and sang and sang, and worship was how I talked to God. I would sing to him when I was a child, so I was in heaven. But this very first one I went to, I was nervous. I had never been to anything like this. I was kind of scared. What are they going to do? What is this all about? And I'm just sharing with you my story. I am not making any speculations about anything. This is just what happened to me. I am sitting, I'm not feeling good. My ears are clogged up and I'm sick, and it was just my body's reaction to the nerves, and I know that. And we get to a section, and there's a speaker that was talking, and at one point he stopped and he goes, we're going to come up for prayer. People are going to come up and get prayer. And he goes, but I have this feeling that somebody in here has a spirit guide given to them by their grandmother. And instantly my soul just went, that's you. Get up there now. So I did. I stood up and I walked up front, and it was kind of funny because it happened so fast, and I'm trying to remember it as it happened, but I just went, that was me. It was my grandmother that gave me a spirit guide. And the next thing I knew, there were like 4 or 5 people around me. I found myself bent over, wailing, like a scream. Like, I wasn't screaming, but a scream was coming out of my mouth. And then peace just descended upon me. Like, I felt no confusion. All the confusion was gone, and just this love and this peace. And it happened like that. Like, it was that fast. And the people around me, they just give me a hug, and they're like, you know, are you all right? And I'm like, I feel so peaceful. Whatever that was, whatever that had to do, it was gone. Like I said, I can only tell you what happened to me. And someone walked me back to my seat, and they checked on me all day long. Like, they kept worshiping, and they were praying for other things, but I was a just happy camper. I just felt such peace that I had never felt in my entire life, and it was amazing. But let me give you an example why I knew that was for me. When I was about 4 years old, my grandmother had a crystal ball, and she was always doing strange things. And one time she led me as a 4-year-old down these steps and through all this stuff, and she asked me to find my guide. And as a 4-year-old, I found a giant bear, and he became my spirit guide. He became my friend. Like, that's what I remember from being a 4-year-old. Anyway, that same day after we did that, Grandma goes, now where is your mom? And I knew Mom was at work. It was 4. That's pretty much what I knew. Mom worked at the Playboy Club. She was a bunny, a waitress bunny. And she goes, well, can you see her? What is she doing? And I could see my mom. I could see she was waiting on a table with a lady and 2 men. I described, remember, I'm 4. I described what they were wearing. I couldn't tell what was on their wrist, if it was a bracelet or a watch. I described what they ordered for food, and then I described what their bill was, like the amount that they paid. And, you know, Grandma made notes and took it, and when Mom got home that night after work, Grandma asked her, hey, did you have someone like this at your table? And she's like, yeah, I did. And literally I was right. Every single thing I had said was right. And there was a few other times Grandma did the same thing, and it was just eerie and creepy. And I don't know. All I can say is that weekend I was delivered of that bear, and I was free to think on my own and not influenced by anything else. And I thought that was pretty darn awesome for that freedom. And so I stayed in that ministry for years. It was like 6 or 7 more years, and things changed. They were not always the wonderful quick prayer, and that led to a whole season of, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Why aren't I getting better? I am memorizing this. Anyone in leadership who told me to do anything, I jumped through those hoops. I did what they said. I wanted to be free of this terror and this torment and this anxiety and this pain. I literally was terrified to do anything. And I didn't get much help. More to that story to come later. Thanks for listening.